This is the Helios 442, and this is the Helios 442 as well. If you're using any vintage lens for filmmaking, you probably know how challenging it can be using a photo lens on set, and likely you're also aware of how expensive it can be to rehouse these old lenses. But what if I told you there is an easy and budget-friendly way to take any of your favorite vintage lenses and get them suited for professional filmmaking environments?
Okay, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully.
This video is not sponsored, but CineHouseing did provide this unit for free. However, I'm giving you my raw and honest opinion about this product. So with that out of the way, let's jump right in. So why exactly should you consider getting a new housing for your old dusty lenses? Well, I'm happy you asked. Focus and iris gears allow you to use follow focus systems. EF or PL mounts fit on pretty much any camera, and the larger front diameter lets you use MATTEBOXes more easily. Also, this just looks way cooler. If you wanted all that on a Helios 442 for example, with the most popular rehousing by Iron Glass, you would have to pay over $2,000. In comparison, the lens itself only costs around $60. Well, this housing at the moment costs about 10 times less. But how can it cost so little? And can it even compete with its more expensive alternative? Taking a closer look at the CineHouseing, you'll notice it's completely 3D printed, but its surface is sanded down and hand finished. All the little details like focus markings, the name of the lens, or even your own customizable logo are cut out precisely by hand as well. Even though the majority of the lens is made from plastic, it feels surprisingly well made and without a doubt feels better than using the lens bare bones. You can decide whether you want to send your lens in and have it done for you, or for some lenses you can decide to receive all the parts and do it yourself. And if you do the latter, you'll notice that you don't even need to take your lens apart, but you actually just put the housing over the lens, making it a reversible procedure. And if you have any questions, the support is super dope. If you know what you're doing, you can definitely do this at home. Well, all of that sounds good and all, but if you pay this little for a cinema lens, it's obviously gonna have some drawbacks, and we need to talk about those as well. As this technically isn't a rehousing, but more of an overhousing, all quirks a vintage lens would have, like some play to its parts or extruding elements when focusing, don't get solved by this option like they would on an Iron Glass rehousing. And if you're using a Tilt-A-Mirage like me, this lens does have a 95mm front diameter, but it's the inner diameter, so in order to fit it, you need to get an additional adapter ring that is disproportionately expensive. For everyone using a 114mm MATTEBOX, it will fit on there like a charm. However, these are just little things, and if you have any custom requests, even if it's the color of the front ring or the font of the text, you can always contact CineHouseing directly via Instagram. The CineHouseing surely isn't an Iron Glass rehousing, but for a tenth of the price, it definitely has a place on the market. For me, the CineHouseing already makes me want to use my Helios on more productions, and eventually, that's what I want my gear to do. Inspire me to get creative images. Bye.
Okay, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully